So welcome everybody to our last live today in day 2 of the Scrapbooking Fun Summit. Thank you so much. We are going to be talking to Shannon Smith about her card, where I hear lots of comments of I love the stunning card. So very popular. I'm Heather, one of your co-hosts. I do the technology and I've been running summits since 2015. And this is Tracy. She's on this side of me now, who runs a scrapbooking virtual kind of store. Not kind of store, virtually kind of. I said it really well earlier today, didn't I?
It was good, and no offense. I don't remember what it was either.
We have a replay. But we're in Canada. We're in Ottawa, Canada, and we've been hosting the Scrapbooking Fun Summit. This is our 3rd summit, and we're excited to have Shannon back. And the way that we're doing this, Shannon, is just to start off by introducing yourself, where you're from, and how you got into paper crafting.
Okay, I'm Shannon Smith, and I'm getting echo. Okay, anyways, I am Shannon Lee Smith. You might know me as Cards by Shannon Lee. I am in Pahrump, Nevada, and it's very hot here today. 103. Yesterday was 108. So we've got the AC running, and you might hear it in the background. Anyways, I got started in card making I watched a YouTube video. The first one was It's Me JD, and she mentioned Jennifer McGuire. So I researched Jennifer McGuire and I was hooked. She has just a magical way about showing everything, and after several years of card making, I decided I would jump in the deep end and show off my works.
It's fun, eh?
It is fun, and there's lots of work stuff that you do. Did you ever or do you ever scrapbook, or it's always been card making?
It's always been card making. I do want to get into scrapbooking. I've started making little, I guess you call them folios. I just haven't finished one yet. I haven't got to the picture part.
Welcome to scrapbooking.
But yeah, they're fun.
They are fun. There's lots of different things you can do with paper, which is amazing. So that's great. Can you go over, people are loving the stunning shimmer, what you did for your project?
Okay. If you don't remember, this is the card that I made. Let's see, here we go. And if you notice in the light, there's lots of shimmer and shine on the areas with the color. And what I did was I used two products specifically. One was called metallic rub-ons, and after I put the ink on the card, I just use my finger with the rub-ons and dab it on there, rub it on back and forth. Because this is an embossed image, the raised areas will grab the metallic. It's kind of a creamy metallic substance. And after that, I used pearl powder in the color white gold, and I dab that on with a dry brush, and then just brush it around, and it will stick to that metallic rub-on, and that gives you that awesome shine. It's just video doesn't do it justice.
I was going to say, your flat image doesn't do it justice either. You get your image and I'm like, oh, there you go. And so it doesn't do that. I know that you like shimmer. I'm coming to that.
Yes.
You like shimmer from what you've done for us before. I love the shimmer. I have something like it. Maybe, they all love your card.
Maybe jacquard. I don't know if
I love the shimmer. I have something like it. Maybe
jacquard powder or perfect pearls.
Perfect Pearls is a similar product to the pearl powder that I used by Cat Scrappiness. It's very similar. Ruth's in the chat. Hi, Ruth. I recognize Ruth.
And Rosemary says, beautiful card. Thank you so much for the eyeshadow applicator kit.
And, that works so well with the embossed images, and I should have used it for the entire application, but I forgot when I was creating the card. And so I started out with the finger dauber, and I could have done the entire card with just the eyeshadow applicator, with the ink anyway.
Which is Probably easy to get at a dollar store or something like that.
Yeah. I think I got a 50 pack on Amazon for a couple of dollars.
That'd be $10 in Canada. Sorry. I had to say it, okay?
When we go to the dollar store. There we go.
Yeah, the dollar store. Do you have a dollar store in Canada, or is
Yeah.
it a $10 store in
Yeah,
Canada?
yeah.
Well, they're dollar plus stores for the most part, is what they are these days. The dollar plus, I mean, you might be able to get something for $1 and occasionally something for 50 cents, but it's usually a dollar plus something. But hey, we don't have some of the other cheaper stores that we used to have. Surprisingly enough, for Americans who wouldn't realize this, Target failed in Canada. So they brought Target to Canada and it failed. They went bankrupt in Canada. So
Wow.
despite the fact that it's really popular there, it just didn't have their market reach here. So we don't have things like a Target.
Do you have Walmart?
Yeah,
Yes,
we have Walmart.
We're not that bad.
Oh,
We have
okay.
Walmart. We have Costco. Such a beautiful card. Love your tip. Oh, that's the same one. Here you go. I went to your website. You have a great craft room. I sent a screenshot to my husband. I love that.
For my birthday, my husband asked me, "What do you want?" I said, "I'd like to redo my craft room." And he's like,
Is he afraid to go in it?
Yes, he actually usually comes to the door and doesn't come any further. And he's kind of a bull in a china shop, so I kind of am like, just stay right there. I'll come to you.
Yeah, good.
Could you also use some outdated shimmery eyeshadow?
That's a good idea. That's a really good idea. I think I'll try that. Thanks for the suggestion, Susan.
We might all have some of that somewhere when it used to be really trendy.
Yes.
Those things that different. It's great to. That's the fun part about doing these discussions and question and answers or sharing in the communities. It's just getting ideas out or think outside the box, right?
Right.
And reuse what you have.
Exactly.
I was save your money to buy the things that you don't have.
Right. The what is it? There's different things like gilding.
Gilding flakes.
Not gilding flakes.
Wax,
it's
gilding. There's a few gilding wax.
Gilding. Opal gilding polish. That's what I was thinking. And it has a little sponge. And I think you could use a lot of the things that you use through stencils. Oh, sorry about that. I meant to turn off my phone.
Good timing though. Just
yeah.
Okay, I'm just turning this off. Sorry about that.
Also suggesting luster wax, quilting wax.
Is that I've never heard of luster wax, but I was thinking that things that you use through the stencil, the different like the Simon Hurley polishes and or pastes is what I was thinking, and just dab it on with your finger, and then put the pearl powder over that. Probably would work very well.
I actually do think I know what quilting wax is, so there you go. But I may be wrong. Quilters use it to wax their needle.
Oh, okay.
Make their needle flow through the material. My mom was a quilter. That's the only reason I flew this. But I believe quilting wax is used to cause the needle to go through the material easier.
Okay.
Right? So you're trying to quilt through. So I think that's what quilting wax is. There's my maybe 2 cents on it, but I'm not sure how to apply to this. But that's what I believe quilting wax is. Because you're trying to get a tight needle through material. And so it just allows it to flow easier and saves your fingers, which is what you want to do when you quilt. So in the Facebook group, one person wrote, really enjoyed this workshop. I love my embossing folders, and the techniques here will just add another dimension. Upon dimension. And someone else wrote, great presentation. I have similar products that I'll be using to create my vision. Thank you.
Oh,
so you're inspiring people to do it, which is great. And then
I hope you guys post in the Facebook group anything that you make that's inspired by my presentation. I'd love to see it.
And there's a couple on the video itself that all go along the same. Thank you for the shimmer. Thank you for the shine. And thank you for the idea, Sharon. I've got some stencils, butters. Well, cannot
stencil
butters. Okay,
you guys know these terms. And old eyeshadow to test out.
That sounds like a really good idea.
That's the fun part, is playing with all this stuff.
And sorry, when you're saying to post, your pictures and that, which please do, and it, whether it's this week or today or 3 months down the road, post them.
Right.
Mhm.
We'll take a
Go
look.
ahead. We want to see what you've done, and we all know that you may not have everything done this weekend, and maybe you will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, share.
Well, it depends. If it's raining, where are you? Or this weekend, or if you're in winter like Australians are, you might. We have some people who posted. They're starting to post. Somebody has one from Alicia yesterday that she posted a card. That she
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's very pretty too. There you go. Inspired with turquoise, Tracy. Tracy and I tend to wear turquoise a lot together.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing if there's other questions. Any other questions about card making using luster? Shannon was one of our guests in our circle. So if you join the scrapbooking circle, you'll be able to watch Shannon's replay about, and I'm going to get this right, how to use foils with your laminator.
Right.
And it was very popular. People loved it. It's kind of use what you already have again and do some amazing things. And she used her sentiments. Oh, I'm getting good at this. I didn't know any of this terminology a little while ago. Yes, so quilting waxes, it conditions your thread. So I had it right. I was pretty close to it. But Shannon did a really great presentation on just how to use your laminator and create a beautiful shimmer on your cards or on your sentiments. And I thought that was great.
And what's also great, so just about going a bit about the circle too, is that let's say when you were doing the presentation, Shannon, because she was live, there were many questions that were being asked, so she could explain it more right there, hands-on, like literally hands-on to you, so it was great for that.
Yeah, sometimes that's you don't get that sometimes with pre-recorded presentations.
Yeah,
so you get to ask, and you also get to see the oops and the it didn't work.
Right.
You know what? That makes everybody human, and that's the good part of all of it.
Right. Right.
So that's the fun part. That's one of the reasons in the circle we wanted to do them live. Helen's a little late. She just wants to thank Shannon for an inspirational presentation. I'll be trying these techniques.
Oh, thanks, Helen.
And that's the fun part of really trying all these other techniques. Do you have any questions from people in our group? Do you actually have a question for them? How many of you like to use, because I know Shannon likes to use the shimmer and have the metallic. How many of you like to add that to your cards or scrapbooking? And Shannon, the technique you use, how would people use it in scrapbooking? So I'll ask that question when it takes them a while to.
Okay. What I would recommend is creating embellishments, maybe a die cut heart or a die cut background, and using the embossing folder to get that raised dimension on it. And then you can do the process of the inking the raised areas and the adding the moisture, which is the metallic rub-on that I used, and adding that, and then the powder, of course, to get that super shine. And then just creating embellishments for your scrapbook layout. My example would be a heart, or maybe a strip of something, a polka dot strip, or in my case, I use the roses with the vines. So that help me out, Tracy. What would?
No, honestly, like already I'm like, I'm thinking, like, let's say you had, like you said, your strip, and here I am thinking, you've got it half or partially under your picture, as a matting or something.
Right. Just a little peek of it.
Here I am going, you can put the chipboard, some flowers around it. You could just have, of course, you can use it on anything.
Right.
So we have some people, bling, shimmer, sparkle are necessities. I like to add a bit of wink.
Wink of Stella. Yep.
Wink of Stella. Yep.
Areas on my card for a little bit of sparkle in moderation. So
moderation's for cowards.
Just do it,
right? Just dive in there. Give it all the shimmer and shine.
I used the gilding wax before, but never thought to put the perfect pearl on it. Think about the paper you tore, Tracy.
Oh, I know.
we were talking about touring paper before and stuff. So
yeah,
you just got to do it and use it and do that. But it does. So what's the other
stickles? Sorry, I'm just reading Creative Cindy there with stickles. Here and there I hear about stickles, but not in the same way we did years ago.
Right.
What is stickles for those who don't know?
Stickles, it's like it's a glitter, but in a bottle. Like you kind of squeeze it out, and you could do, whether you're doing dots, you could do letters, you could color something if you want, but it takes a long time to dry.
Right,
has
like
glitter in the
That's a
glue.
big
rainbow
thing.
drops and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it has glitter in the glue, or glue in the
Yes.
glitter? Or,
Yeah. Yes.
Exactly.
I get that. I was using glitter when I did Christmas cards this year. I was water. See, maybe I am a card maker after all.
See?
I was, but they were hand painted watercolors, and I was using glitter to give them metallic and using metallic watercolor paints.
Oh.
And yes, Sandy, you can put it on chipboard. Yes, you can. Again, I'm not a glittery person, but my friend who got me all into this, and I pay her back, and I'm like, how about you, Miss Glitter? You do the stickles. And she's like, yeah. So yes, you can. It will stick on the chipboard. I know it will.
Red lipstick for the holly. Like doing fabric painting from the squeezy bottles back in the 80s. Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be like that, Susan, that way back when. Did I miss one? Eyeshadow won't be
Archival.
Oh, that's true. That's true, because it will have all of the acids, I guess, would be in it too. So it wouldn't over time it probably wouldn't
Depends. There are mineral eyeshadows out there because I'm allergic to those
okay.
things. So I use.
Okay.
If I'm going to wear makeup, which is really rare. I have to go with the mineral ones.
Okay.
I don't have this.
That
So
makes
again, like
sense.
anything else, you have to shop around for what's there. So you can get eyeshadow that's mineral based.
Okay.
What if you laminated it?
Oh, good idea, Cindy.
Well, you'll have to get back to us on that one, right? Or Cindy, what are you doing right now? Can you go do this and let us know?
Or Shannon might play with it. Archival doesn't matter so much for cards, which is true, depending on the life of your card.
Right. Some people do save cards, but for the most part, and I try to look the other way. I don't ever want to see anybody throw away a card.
Yes, I can understand that. Susan, where do you get mineral-based makeup? I'm in Canada, so I get it at the local drugstore, but I don't know where else you might get it. There was a brand that was really popular for a long time. I have to be honest, I think since the pandemic, I have not put makeup on. Number one, I work from home. And number two, I can't wear 99% of the makeup, so I don't wear makeup because of that. But when I have to, it would be mineral-based.
And there was
good.
I mean, it's like since like 1982 that I gave up on makeup.
Oh, wow.
I can't think the last time I wore it, but I will wear it once in a blue moon, but I can't wear makeup. I've never could. So, and when I was in my teenage formative years, I definitely couldn't wear the makeup that was being made at that time. So I've used cards as embellishments in my scrapbooking line. Now that's a really great thing.
That's a good idea.
Bare minerals, there's one. Bare minerals is one. I think mine's pure minerals or something. There is actually a lot of mineral-based makeups for us who are allergic things. My cats don't care what I look like at all.
Your cats are just hungry, Susan. That's all I'm going to tell you, because they're cats. Right?
Yeah. I have cards that my father-in-law gave to my mother-in-law. They're still in great shape.
Oh,
So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I keep them too. I have a box of cards. So I even though they're just cheap, bought at the store cards, I still have a hard time throwing them out.
Yeah.
So yes, but yeah, there is definitely bare minerals is one, Susan. There's a lot of mineral based ones. I don't know if they would have the same component, but I think they have less wax in them and a lot less chemicals.
Okay.
They're much more chemical free. So, what's your favorite? Is because we've made an assumption here that creating glitter on your cards is your favorite thing to do. What's your favorite thing to do when making cards?
You know, my fallback anytime I'm kind of stuck in a rut is I like to color with alcohol markers. I just got a set of Olo markers for my birthday since I didn't get the new craft room, but that's my fallback is coloring with alcohol markers, and then I kind of go from there. I'm not the kind of person that will decide what my card is going to be prior to coloring my images. I'll just color them and then go from there.
It's fun to listen to people's process. I love this one. I have a stamp to put on the back of my cards that says, "I spent hours creating this card just for you. Don't you dare throw it away."
I love it.
Just like that.
I think I want to steal that.
Yep.
That's a good idea. Don't you
They make
dare.
those, Tracy?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have seen them and I've brought them in. I remember in the past. I don't know. I cannot even remember who it was. And sorry, maybe Lori remembers or has the, the package or whatever there and goes, oh, it was so and so. But those stamps are great.
I know somebody that makes really snarky stamps is the Riley and Company, I think.
Okay.
She has really snarky stamps, so maybe somebody like Riley and Company would have something like that.
Yeah, if you remember who it is, Lori, let us know. But those are great.
She might. She's already asked to be in the next one.
Oh,
sorry about Riley. I was gonna say she's asked to be in the next summit. How about that?
Has she? Oh,
yeah,
good.
There you go.
She hasn't been well for a while, so
you froze during that one there, Tracy. So
did I? Okay.
I love diamond painting, and I use the leftovers for the cards. That's great.
I have some of the little diamond and I use those as embellishments on cards too. Yep. Use what you've got.
So do you ever not use glitter or something like that?
Pardon me?
Do you ever not have, I'm going to say the glitter or the shine or anything on your card?
Oh, gosh, but most of the time I have to put something sparkly. I try to remember to. Sometimes I just get to the point where I think it's done, and I'm like, but it could use one more thing. It looks like it's missing something, and I usually, I know what the presentation that I did for the fun circle and this card, it seems like that's what my focus is. But I can do some very less dramatic cards, I suppose. I'm not a real clean and simple, but maybe less dramatic, not as much of the shine.
Okay.
I go back and forth.
Well, even your contribution to the VIP bundle was how to apply foils to your project.
Right.
We might get this impression that you like shimmering and stuff like that.
Yep, I definitely do. I go back and forth. I try to, make different card sizes and, not just A2. I like to do slimline cards too. And I try to play around with a lot of different things, try different things. And, if it doesn't work out, you have a starting point, or, sometimes you can cut them down to be a smaller, like if it's a 5x7 and you have trouble filling up the entire card, then you can cut it down to an A2. Or if you create a slim line and the same thing, if you're having trouble filling up the entire length of the card, you can go, mini slim line. And it's, I just try to, I've got lots of stuff in my craft room. I try to not let anything go unused. So if I haven't tried something, I'll, and also YouTube University has got so much, so much inspiration. Pinterest, so much inspiration that, I'm not afraid. I'll try anything at least once.
Good for you.
Someone said, going back to the coloring, I color, which I think is great. I color a bunch of images at one time, or color multiple of the same image with my Copics. And then it's ready to go whenever I need them. So
just stash them in there with your stamps and they're ready to go. I do the same thing. I'll stamp, because I use a stamping platform, since I have it out, I might as well stamp a couple of, cards and have them ready to go in the stamp pocket, even if I don't get to color them. It's half the battle.
I mean, sometimes doing that in our circle, one person who's not here, she was here earlier today, she spends sometimes in her circle, she's just making stuff to go in shaker cards. So
okay.
Like, okay, I'll just sit and punch and chat with you guys and just making batches of stuff like that. So
okay.
Sometimes
that's a good idea.
Yeah. I love the idea of using diamond art as embellishments because I have a lot of them from misprints from Amazon. Well, there you go.
Oh, okay.
Amazon makes mistakes? No.
Oh, no.
Amazon never makes a mistake or anything like that. But yeah, it's lots of fun. Stamping is my menace, so I don't always stamp. So I do always stamp extras, so I don't have to do it again later.
Right.
Yeah. So sometimes doing what you don't like and doing it in batch makes sense too.
Exactly.
In the VIP bundle, you also had your sentiment strips. Do you want to let people who are VIPs know a little bit about it in case they haven't gone and gotten it yet?
Okay. I created several sentiment strips for different occasions, and what you can do is print them off on your printer. If you have a laser printer, then you can print them through that and use a product called what is it called? Transfer foil, and you can use that through a laminator to. I think I've got ahead of myself. Use that through a laminator to add the foil to the sentiments, and that's if you have a laser printer. But if you have a inkjet printer, you can print the sentiments. I've done all of the sentiment. Each file has a black on white and a white on black. So you can print those out on your printer. I usually print them out on a moderately heavy cardstock and just chop those up, and you'll have them all ready to go for cards.
Which is great. So
Yep.
yeah, like I said, somebody in the group said that alone was worth buying the VIP pass. So there you go.
Yeah, there's tons of them.
And somebody's asking here, how do you get those Tiffany's? So I have no idea what they're talking about.
Diamond art embellishments. I think I can't read it all because it's kind of gone down.
No, the question is, how do you get those Tiffany's? I have it displayed. It's on the screen.
How do you get those? She's asking Tiffany, how do you get
those to Tiffany? Okay,
I
thought Tiffany was the name of a product. So there you go. You never know. Accidentally, lots laugh. I bought a few through Amazon Warehouse, and that's when to make them, I found them misprinted. Okay, there you go. So I was thinking, Tiffany, it must be a product because there's all a product. Sorry, Tiffany. I'm sure there's a product somewhere in the scrapbooking world called Tiffany.
There was a brand, I think. I'm not even sure if it's still existent, but it was just more for storage.
Totally Tiffany. Yeah, they're still around.
So there you go, Heather.
I wasn't off assuming that it was some sort of name people use.
No.
It's excellent. Does anybody have any other questions that you want to ask Shannon about card making in general? About adding some glitter to your cards? Foiling, because her other part of the VIP is how to apply foil to your projects. So this is a brand, total Tiffany.
And
you guys are welcome.
That Shannon has, when you were in the circle with us there, you showed quite a few different ways to do the foiling to your projects. So
right.
It is good.
There's several different products that you can use that will instead of having to buy all of those foiling plates and the hot foil machine, if you already have a laminator, and some of the products you might already have. So check out the Scrapbooking Fun Circle and see the replay.
Yeah, if you're VIP, you get a month for free, so you can sign up and then and get 20% off for the next, for as long as you're a member. If you're a non-VIP, you get 15% off starting when you join. So yes, you can go in. What weight of paper do you usually use?
Usually I use an 80-pound if I use Nina, and if I use Hammer Mill, I can use up to 100-pound cover weight. Those go through and I have a Hewlett Packard, is it HP? Is that what it is? Yeah, I think it's HP printer, my laser printer and my inkjet printer, and they both work. So 80-pound for the Nina and 100 for the Hammer Mill.
There you go.
Any other questions? For those who are VIP, in a half an hour, we're going to be doing our VIP crop. We have some of our speakers coming to join us. We don't know who's going to show up. We don't know exactly what's going to happen. It's all going to be fun. That's the one thing we really try to have, is have some fun. And if you are a VIP, come and join us. If you're not, you have enough time to join before the crop happens. They might not get the email if they join. If you do, just email Tracy. I'm like, maybe this moment where they don't get the login. I'm like, if anybody joins between now and then, I have to fix that. Let us know. But everyone else will get the login. You've had it. It's on a Zoom call. So
Yeah, just let us know right here, right now, if you're joining, and we can fix things up. So Nina 110 will go through my HPs, but I had to kind of give it a little bending first to make it go around the rollers.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have Nina 110 pound. I have Nina 100 pound, and I think I had a problem with that one. I just need to give it a little bend.
Yeah, it can depend on your printer. And also, if you're doing one sheet at a time, that's okay. If you're going to do two, you've got to watch out. Your printer might go, that's enough of, like I was saying, that you got to give it a little bend to go through the rollers. Your printer might go, okay, what are you doing to me here? Right?
That's what I do, is one page at a time. And because sometimes when you've got that heavy stuff in there, it grabs that second one or something too soon, and you get like the printing cut off. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Tracy.
It was all that was available at the time she purchased it. And sometimes that's all we do have.
Right.
It's available at the time. So excellent. Well, thank you, Shannon, for being part of our summit again. Really appreciate it. Thank you for telling us one of your favorite summits. That's very nice.
Yes, it is my favorite one.
It's good to have that when you we won't tell anybody else, but we will appreciate it. Because it's a lot of work and we love doing it, but it's always good. Like anything, like we were telling people earlier, people who make your card and put it in a group, imitation is the wonderful form of flattery. And so for us, feedback is, right? Getting to know that. It's really important for me in designing a summit, and Tracy comes along with this because I've been doing them for a long time, is that the speakers have as good a time as the people attending, because it's for everybody. It shouldn't be like, speakers just bring this and we don't care about you. The speakers should get out of it as everybody else does. So really important that happens. And that everybody has such a good time. So welcome. Thank you. VIPs, we will be in the crop if you're joining us. If you're not, that's okay too. And tomorrow is sponsored by Justine Hovey. And she has a great thing on how to organize. So not a crafting thing, but how to organize your craft supplies under the sense. And it's a really good point for all of you, how many thousands of dollars do you have sitting behind you? Right. And so creating an inventory of your craft so that if you ever had a fire or anything like that, one, so you can find stuff and know what you have in your stash, and two, just as an insurance of a backup of how to do it. So she's got a presentation on that, which is very good. It's very fast, I will say. So either spend some time watching or get in the VIP where you can have it for a year, because it is very fast. But even just the concept of thinking about, do you, even if you don't follow what she does, this is off the cuff, is take a picture of your craft room.
Right.
Like really take a picture, because if anything happened, that's going to be one of those things that would help you make
a good idea.
Yeah. So taking a picture of someone told me a long time ago, you should video your house at least once a year for the same reason,
that's good advice.
Take a video, walk through all your rooms, because if anything did happen, you won't remember what's in it.
Right.
So even videotaping your room is a great advice. But we will be talking to Justine, and we have 8 presentations tomorrow. So there's 8 videos going live. And because of the problems this morning with the power, with our site down for an hour, I think it was down, we've extended the play till noon tomorrow. So people will be able to watch day 2 and day 1 tomorrow. Day 2 up until noon, and day 3 will still go out at 10 o'clock.
Yeah. So in other words, nobody has an excuse of why they didn't do your video, Shannon.
They get 2 hours to do your video.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So thank you so much again, Shannon. We love having you here. We hope
thank you. Yes, for sure.
We'll be doing it again in November sometime, October. The fall. We're switching from month terms to spring and fall. It's just easier.
Okay.
We'll be doing it again in the fall. And thank you, everyone, for being here. If you're a VIP, we look forward to seeing you in a bit. If not, we will see you tomorrow. So thanks, everybody.